What is up, everybody? We are playing Kyle is Famous. From what I saw, which it's been a while since I watched the trailer for it, I already don't really remember how it goes, but it looked funny. We'll just do it normally. Don't know what these are. Oh, isn't this the dude that made Iron Lung, right? It brought me to a Twitter page. Created My Friendly Neighborhood, Kyle is Famous, creating Secret Agent Wizard Boy. Christian and a crummy one. Married to a certain Emma. Okay. Oh no, yeah. Iron Lung is one of his games. Interesting. Oh no. David Szymanski made Iron Lung. So I guess maybe brothers. Yeah, the brother made Iron Lung. I actually have a few of these. I have a few of his games right now. We did play and beat Iron Lung. I still need to edit it. Dusk, Squirrel Stapler, Butcher's Creek. I have music in the machine, I believe is what it's called. All right, let's start.
Kyle woke up. He is famous.
More.
Kyle is host of the most popular talk show in recent memory, Stay Up Late with Kyle.
Cool.
Stay Up Late with Kyle has grown in popularity quickly in the last year, and the public has noticed. Inside has called Kyle a most excellent dumpy white man.
Okay.
Top Tech noted that Kyle is inspiring youth to explore STEM fields.
I'm not sure what that is, actually.
Most other talk shows are dedicated to discussing Kyle and his personal details.
Okay.
Most online videos are best-of clips taken from Kyle's latest broadcast. The eye of the world is upon Kyle.
Okay.
Tonight is Kyle's most important guest interview yet.
Who is it?
Stay Up Late with Kyle will
Rachel
be featuring
May.
Rachel May. She is a kind and lovely philanthropist. She is dear to the hearts of many. This interview requires preparation.
All right.
Kyle cracked his eyes open, knowing today is his last chance to prepare for the interview.
All right.
Kyle has 30 hours left. He must choose his actions wisely.
All right. Time to start preparing. Time until interview 30 hours. Kyle's first decision of the morning was made wisely. Wither away. Exit the bed. Kyle exited his bed and took a quick glance around his bedroom. Opened the closet. Kyle opened the closet. It was dark and he could only really see his hanging shirt. Choose an outfit.
Kyle decided to take some time to choose the perfect outfit, knowing how important appearance is.
A slick suit?
Kyle miraculously crammed his dumpy body into the suit. The chest pockets were filled with random knickknacks.
Why do you have random knickknacks in there? Returned to the center of the room. Bedroom to hallway. Walked into a small hallway that connected the rooms of his apartments together. Kitchen. Walked to the center of the kitchen. Opened the fridge.
Kyle opened the fridge, intending to find something to eat.
Eat crust on fridge wall. Eat the fridge. Prepare breakfast. Eat condiments. I'm going to eat the fridge.
Kyle pointed his neck directly upwards and hoisted the fridge on top of his face. Somehow, miraculously, he wrapped his mouth around the device. He started to swallow. In one slow, horrible movement, the fridge slid down Kyle's throat.
Oh my god.
After many gurgles, pops, and snaps, Kyle felt relatively sure the fridge would not come back out.
Bad food in a suit. Walk to the center of the kitchen. Return to hallway. Check the locked door.
Kyle walked over to the strange door in the hallway, but found quickly that the door was locked from the inside.
Force the door with forehead.
Kyle decided it would be best to try to force the door open with use of his face. After
Jesus
smashing his
Christ.
features into solid wood for several minutes, Kyle gained severe short-term amnesia.
Suit, bad food, amnesia. I like it. Leave apartment. Walked into the middle of the road and took a long, pondering look around him. Downstairs
Kyle
neighbor?
approached his downstairs neighbor's door and knocked.
Okay.
A middle-aged woman named Gabby answered the door.
Greet and start conversation.
"Good morning, neighbor," said Kyle cheerfully. Gabby looked at Kyle expectantly.
Ask Gabby about Gabby.
"Gabby," asked Kyle, "tell me about yourself." Gabby stiffened. "Oh, you know," she said, putting on a fake smile. "I just sit around here.
I love the narrator.
Yes, I don't get around much. Never go out at night. I just stay here, right here." Gabby glared at Kyle. Convinced by Gabby's statement, Kyle bid her goodbye and returned to the street.
Back to the street. Visit the tech store. Walked into a clean white tech store. He was greeted by Techno Jim, a brick cutout mascot playing soft music from a small microphone. Steal Techno Jim.
Quickly, before the attendant could acknowledge him, Kyle grabbed Techno Jim by the shoulders. Finding that Techno Jim's cardboard feet were bolted to the ground, Kyle started to heave upwards. After several tugs, Techno Jim broke free, leaving one foot and one leg behind. Kyle glanced at the attendant, who was staring, bewildered, and ran outside.
Return to apartment.
Kyle
Oh,
hurried to
okay.
the set. Sitting across from his host chair was a glamorous woman with an air of genuinity. As Kyle approached her, Rachel looked up and smiled. "Good
Approach
evening,
Rachel.
Kyle," she said, looking him in the eyes. "I've been looking forward to being here."
Interview Techno Jim instead. Fuck
Kyle
you,
roughly shoved
Rachel.
Rachel out of her seat and placed Techno Jim in her stead.
Fuck you, Rachel.
"Hello, Techno Jim," said Kyle. "I'm going to interview you today." Kyle grasped Techno Jim's hand and tried to shake it, but instead tore it off the cardboard frame. Kyle's producer, sensing viral media, pulled the bewildered Rachel out of frame and motioned the crew to go live. Cameramen moved, lights flashed, and suddenly the studio was on air.
This is so good.
"Hi, I'm Kyle," said Kyle, "and tonight I'm going to interview a very special guest." He pointed at Techno Jim using the dismembered arm. Techno Jim started to smoke from the heat of the lights. "Would you like to introduce yourself?" asked Kyle. Knowing Jim would probably not speak, Kyle took it upon himself to be his voice as well.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing too much at this.
"Hi, Kyle," he said, raising the pitch of his voice. "My name is Rachel May, and I'm a very special guest."
Oh my god, I thought he was going to call him Techno Jim, not Rachel May.
Rachel's expression of confusion turned to shock. "Well, Rachel, you look way too thin and absolutely terrible, and you should feel ugly." Kyle gave Jim a meaningful
Oh
stare.
my god.
"Wow, Kyle," he said. "I sure wish I could look like you." Techno Jim burst into flames. Instantaneously, the sprinkler system initiated. Curtains of water poured down from the rafters.
I'm trying to hold it in.
Within seconds,
It's
the
really
production
funny.
equipment was doused in water. The set was soon abuzz with electrical fires. Kyle's crew abandoned their posts as cameramen and sound mixers to try to put the fires out. As the crew scrambled around, the cameras continued to run. Kyle sat, motionless, staring forward.
Oh my god.
Eventually, the fires were all put out. Kyle's producer shut off the broadcast, leaving Kyle's vacant stare as the final frame. Kyle's ratings skyrocketed.
Hell yeah.
Techno Jim became a staple on the show, often ending up destroyed by the end of each episode. Although Rachel did not come back on the show, her cardboard portrayal did. Rachel was very popular.
I got the interview endings. Interview endings. Kyle found many ways to end the interview. Oh, okay. Sure. Let's reset. Wither away.
Kyle decided to stay put
From
and
waking
wither
up.
away. Kyle withered successfully and died.
Shucks.
Kyle is now a ghost. This does not relieve him of his responsibilities.
Oh, okay. Exit the bed. I'm a ghost now. Open the closet. I'm gonna choose an outfit.
Kyle decided to take some time to choose the perfect outfit, knowing how important appearance is.
Suit of armor.
Kyle was unsure of what exactly caused him to decide to wear his armor, but it felt like the right thing to do.
I'm a ghost knight now.
After much squeezing and sweating, Kyle managed to wrap the metal suit around his dumpy self.
I'm a ghost. What are you talking about? Turn this out of the room. I'm gonna scavenge.
Kyle quickly crouched down on the floor, realizing his immediate need for...
Bugs?
Kyle started to pick between the fuzz of his bedroom carpet, hoping to catch a stray beetle or two. Soon, he had a small handful of various insects, dead and alive.
Save for later use? Fuck.
Kyle stashed the wriggling mass for later
Wait,
use.
where did I stash it? I'm wearing armor. I do have a ball of bugs. Sit at the desk. Check in drawers. I'm gonna grab a small key for the
Kyle
locked
grabbed
door.
the small key he kept in his desk.
Hey. Writing notes for interview.
Kyle wrote down his first question.
Is your mother a mother?
Kyle wrote down his second question.
Beef. Mashed or blended?
Kyle wrote down his third question.
I purposely ran over a puppy.
Kyle wrote down his last question.
What's your guilty pleasure? Do you feel guilty? Are you guilty?
Kyle ripped his page of notes out of the notebook and got up from the desk.
Oh my. I'm gonna die. Really funny. Let's check the pantry.
Kyle wanted to access the pantry, but found it was locked with a small key.
Use the small
The
key.
pantry door lock creaked as if it hadn't moved for years, but eventually,
Really open.
instead of
Sorry.
an assortment of canned goods and grains, Kyle's pantry stored his massive amount of bottled lard.
I'll grab one.
Kyle grabbed a bottle of lard and stashed it on his person for later use.
All right, time for the interview.
Kyle hurried to the set. Per normal, he ceased to be a ghost before he arrived.
Wait, what? Oh, that's normal. So usually I wither away and die, become a ghost, and then turn back. Got it. I'm
Sitting
Danny
across
Phantom.
from his host chair was a glamorous woman with an air of genuinity. As Kyle approached her, Rachel looked up and smiled.
I mean, I only have Rachel. I don't have Techno Gem anymore.
Good evening, Kyle, she said, looking him in the eyes. I've been looking forward to being here. Kyle responded.
I'll answer politely for now, since I do have bugs and lard with me. I do want to ask those questions, though.
And I as well, Rachel, answered Kyle, extending his hand in greeting. You are a most welcome guest.
Shake hands.
After other mild exchanges of pleasantries, Kyle and Rachel were prompted to take their places for the broadcast. A moment after seating, the studio lights brightened and the cameras clicked on.
Start the broadcast.
Good evening, everyone, said Kyle, looking at the camera. Welcome back to Stay Up Late with Kyle.
This is so crazy that it's like normal now after that intro. Introduce Rachel.
Tonight, I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely Rachel May, who needs no more introduction. Kyle motioned to Rachel, who smiled and waved at the camera. Hello, Kyle, she said. I'm glad to be here. In response, Kyle collapsed on the floor.
What?
From a combination of stressful preparation and not eating anything,
Oh my
Kyle
God.
passed out. Nobody in the studio quite knew what to do with him. They began to poke Kyle in the back to see if he moved.
I should have ate the bugs.
After a while, they ended the broadcast, shut off the lights, and went home. Kyle was left face first on the floor.
He's starving himself. Ah. Okay. I'm going to wither away again.
Kyle,
Chucks.
Ky-
Get out of bed. I'm going to open my closet. Choose an outfit.
Kyle
Yeah, I'm gonna
decided
go with
to-
the suit of armor again. Fuck
Kyle
it.
would- After
Back to the room. To the desk. Let's write those notes again.
Kyle wrote down his
Is your mother a mother?
Kyle wrote down
Beef? Mashed?
Kyle
Or
wrote
whatever?
down his-
Personally run over a puppy?
Kyle
Are
wrote-
you guilty?
Kyle
Back to desk. Check in the drawer. Small key.
Kyle
We're
read-
gonna eat some lard, I think. Bedroom to hallway. We're gonna move to the kitchen. Check the
Kyle
pantry.
wanted to
Unlock.
the pantry
Look in here.
instead of an assortment.
Chug the bottle.
Kyle voraciously grabbed the closest bottle, snapped the neck against the wall, and sucked out all of the fat within a minute.
Chug a lard bottle.
Kyle wildly sucked down another bottle. He felt very sick.
Another one.
Kyle's vomit and the lard were mixing in a way to make it hard to tell which was which.
Finish off the pantry.
As Kyle finished the last bottle of lard, he felt a wave of accomplishment come over him. Kyle opened the fridge, intending to find something to eat.
I didn't have time to prepare breakfast. Okay.
Sitting across, as Kyle... Goody! Kyle
Okay.
responded,
Politely.
and I as well, Rachel.
Shake hands.
A
More.
moment,
Start broadcast.
evening.
Introduce.
Kyle vomited all of the horrible things he had eaten earlier onto the floor.
Fuck. Okay. No, I wanted to see. So we introduced, and then we've.
Rachel looked at Kyle, concerned, gave a couple coughs, and decided to play it cool and keep the show running.
I like it.
Kyle stopped, then vomited again, then continued with a shaky voice. Tonight, I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely Rachel May, who needs no more introduction.
Wow, that's actually kind of crazy that he sounds like that. That it really does affect everything.
Kyle motioned to Rachel, who smiled and waved at the camera. Hello, Kyle, she said. I'm glad to be here. Well, I'm sure we'll have a lot to discuss. So we might as well dive right in, said Kyle. I'm very ready, said Rachel with a winning smile. Kyle produced the notes he had taken earlier.
Beef? Mashed or blended?
A burning question from the fans, said Kyle. Beef, do you prefer it mashed or blended? Rachel answered promptly, mashed, and no more was said on that matter. Kyle asked another question.
Is your mother a mother?
So, said Kyle, my mother is a mother. My mother's mother is her mother and my mother's mother.
Yeah?
And many mothers have mother's mother's mother. Is your mother a mother? Rachel went to answer and stopped. I believe, she said eventually, that I should answer yes? Kyle asked another question.
Are you guilty?
Rachel. Are you guilty? Kyle threw his questions on the floor, stood up, and pointed at her. Rachel's eye twitched slightly. Guilty of what, dear Kyle? She smiled disingenuously. Guilty, spat Kyle. Of your crimes! Rachel did not answer. Her eyelids both started twitching uncontrollably. Kyle asked another question.
I purposely ran over a puppy.
Hey, I ran over a puppy on purpose, said Kyle. Everyone in the studio froze. Kyle spread his hands out wide. It's a joke!
Jesus Christ. My God.
He started laughing from the bottom of his stomach.
Jesus Christ.
Nobody laughed with Kyle. Several minutes later, he stopped laughing and moved on. After reading his final question, Kyle looked up from his paper. Well, Rachel, he said, I think that's all I was planning on asking you. If that's the case, Kyle, may I ask you something in return?
Oh,
Asked Rachel,
please.
smiling one more time.
What is it?
Why exactly did you decide to wear a suit of armor today? Before Kyle could answer, the camera shut down. The broadcast was over. Kyle returned home knowing the interview had gone well.
Hell yeah.
But as he lay in bed and drifted to sleep, he felt that perhaps something was still missing.
What could it be? Unlocked more world options? I got the Kyle prepared well. Kyle prepared for his interview well, but something seems to be missing. What? That was well. One more time. Let's do it perfectly. Exit the bed. I'm going to sit at my desk. I'm going to write some notes.
Kyle wrote down his first question.
Are you a mother?
Kyle wrote down his second question.
What are some diet tips?
Kyle wrote down his third question.
What's your funniest story?
Kyle wrote down his last question.
What's your guilty pleasure?
Kyle ripped his page of notes out of the notebook and got up from the desk.
All right. I don't need the key in the drawer. Okay. Don't need to scavenge. I'll open the closet. I'm gonna... What?
Kyle knelt down and inspected the old, rusty container that had been in his closet for ages. It was locked, but had a blade-shaped slot in the top.
I'll look for that later, I guess. No, we're playing this normally. Let's go to the kitchen. We're gonna open the fridge.
Kyle opened the fridge, intending to find something to eat.
Prepare breakfast.
Kyle constructed a breakfast of poached eggs and toast, along with a small fruit cup and grilled sausage.
I wish I had time for that. Or was good at that. I'll eat it.
Kyle ate his breakfast slowly and thoughtfully, enjoying every bite.
All right, return to kitchen. Good meal. We have notes. Return to hallway. Leave apartment. I'll visit the tech store. Free samples.
Kyle asked the store attendant whether or not they offered any free samples to important customers. The attendant gave Kyle a confused and slightly vacant look. Kyle began to beg for a free sample. Wanting Kyle to leave, the attendant grabbed a decrepit phone meant for spare parts and held it out.
Thank you.
Kyle took the phone placently from the outstretched hand and said quietly, "Thanks for your service." Kyle now has this phone to use forevermore.
It's a working phone. I don't know. I thought I could actually do something for a second. Oh my god. I didn't put an outfit on. No.
Kyle hurried,
Set.
sitting across as Kyle... Rachel's smile quickly turned to shock as she realized Kyle had not put on clothes that day. Kyle waved and smiled broadly. Rachel uncomfortably averted
I
her eyes.
completely forgot the clothes.
Kyle started making his rounds around the room, greeting each crew member, none of whom looked at him directly. As it became apparent that Kyle had no intention of leaving, Rachel made some excuses and exited the set. One by one, the crew followed suit. Kyle was left all alone.
Shoot, I completely forgot the outfit. Go back. Okay, ooh. Browse social media.
Kyle started to scroll through news articles on his phone. Stay Up Late with Kyle ranked #1 and #2 show on television.
Hell yeah.
New East Bridge being constructed after being found to not actually exist.
What?
Authorities investigating. Another grand larceny.
I need a
crime
drink.
spree streak. Evidence points to perpetrator fleeing the country. Rachel May to unexpectedly leave the country on very, very long vacation after interview tonight.
What? That seems important.
Who
The
is
phone.
bug vigilante recently spotted pursuing larcenists?
Oh my god, the phone carried over. The bug. Wait, am I the bug vigilante? Oh my god, the phone actually carries over.
Kyle fails to show up to several charity events.
Are we in a multiverse situation or in like an infinite timeline where we carry things over from each one? Maybe. We failed to show up?
Bug Vigilante shows up to charity events with fresh baked pastries. Donations flourish.
What's in those pastries?
Hot dogs making resurgence as fuel source for both humans and tugboats.
Oh.
Phone model recalled. Techno Gym stores blame overuse by customers.
What?
Kyle's phone
Jesus
exploded in
Christ.
his hands from overuse.
Okay. Choose an
Kyle
outfit.
decided to take some time.
I'll go for the suit.
Kyle,
Sit at the desk. Write notes.
Kyle wrote down.
Are you a mother? What are the diet tips? Funniest story?
Kyle wrote.
Guilty pleasure.
Kyle ripped his.
Okay, we need him to eat. Kitchen, open fridge,
Kyle-
prepare breakfast,
Kyle-
eat,
Kyle
and return to hallway. All right, now we can start.
Kyle hurried to the set. Sitting across from his host chair was a glamorous woman with an air of genuinity. As Kyle approached,
Okay.
"Good evening, Kyle," she said, looking him in the eyes. "I've been looking forward to being here." Kyle responded.
Politely.
"And I as well, Rachel," answered Kyle, extending his hand in greeting. "You are a most welcome guest." After other mild exchanges of pleasantries, Kyle and Rachel were prompted to take their places for the
Excuse me.
broadcast. A moment after seating, the studio lights brightened and the cameras clicked on. "Good evening, everyone," said Kyle, looking at the camera. "Welcome back to Stay Up Late with Kyle.
And he hasn't puked, which is nice.
Tonight, I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely Rachel May,
Oh,
who
no.
needs no more introduction."
Okay, we're definitely going to repeat this at some point so I can become Rachel.
Kyle motioned to Rachel, who smiled and waved at the camera. "Hello, Kyle," she said. "I'm glad to be here." "Well, I'm sure we'll have a lot to discuss, so we might as well dive right in," said Kyle.
That's interesting. I would have gone like, it's a pleasure to meet you. Or to have you on the show. And I got to ask.
"I'm very ready," said Rachel with a winning smile.
And then ask the
Kyle
questions.
produced the notes he had taken earlier.
Are you a mother?
"Rachel, I and many others would love to know, are you a mother?" Kyle looked up from his notes. "Well, being a single woman with a career," she answered, "that's not something that has crossed my mind."
Okay.
Rachel smiled genuinely at Kyle.
Oh, that's nice.
"Very reasonable indeed," said Kyle. He referenced his paper of questions. Kyle asked another question.
What are some diet tips?
"Rachel, you manage to keep such a thin and healthy figure," said Kyle. "What is your best diet tip?"
That's a good question. And a flattering question as well.
"Well, a good diet starts with a plan," answered Rachel. "And don't break it. Cheat days can turn into a habit."
Ain't that the truth?
"But," she continued, "that doesn't mean a midnight snack here and there isn't allowed."
Yeah, my
She
problem
smiled.
is that it's a constant midnight snack. Or 2
Kyle
a.m.
looked at his
snack.
flabby self, decided not to comment, and moved on. Kyle asked another question.
What's your funniest story?
"You've been involved in a lot of different things," said Kyle. "But
Oh,
what's your
right-click spins the
funniest
pen.
story?"
Oh, I like that. It's like he's tapping his pen.
"Well, that's a great question, Kyle," said Rachel.
Okay.
"I think the story I always remember is the first time I tried to make dinner for my family."
I remember mine not being too bad. The one time I can recall like doing it just by myself would have been when Blue Apron was more popular and I had started using Blue Apron. I would make some meals for my family until I just didn't want to cook for some reason. And some of the food would go to waste and I'm like, okay, let's not do this anymore.
"In the soup I made, I swapped out the water with milk
Oh.
and tipped the whole jar of salt in the pot."
Oh no, that can really ruin it. It's if I do make something now, it's more like I need to prepare ahead of time. Like look up a recipe, look up ingredients, how much they cost and everything.
"While my family was sick from trying to eat it, I swiped their things and locked myself in my room."
Why'd you swipe their things?
Rachel laughed elegantly. Kyle decided to move on. Kyle asked another question.
What's your guilty pleasure?
"We all have one. What's your guilty pleasure?" "Ooh, well, that's an easy answer," said Rachel. "Dipping pickles in chocolate sauce."
Ew. I don't like pickles.
"It might sound strange, but it's tangy and sweet at the same time. I eat it far too often." Rachel smiled sweetly. After reading his final question, Kyle looked up from his paper. "Well, Rachel," he said, "I think that's all I was planning on asking you." "If that's the case, Kyle, may I ask you something in return?" asked Rachel, smiling one more time.
Okay.
"Do you prepare for your interviews in advance? Because you seem very together. Before Kyle could answer, the camera shut down.
Nice.
The broadcast was over. Kyle returned home knowing the interview had gone well. But as he lay in bed and drifted to sleep,
Something was missing. Very well. I'm going to repeat that interview, actually.
Kyle, stay up late with Kyle.
Oh, I thought I was... What did I just repeat from?
To unexpectedly Who is the bug vigilante? Recently spotted pursuing...
There's no getting out of bed.
Hot dogs making... Phone model...
Jesus Christ.
Kyle exited his bed. Kyle opened the closet.
Oh.
It was dark and he could... Kyle decided to take some time to...
I see.
Kyle miraculously crammed his dumpy body into the suit.
I'm going to go back to main menu. Or unlocks? Oh, different cursors, expansions. Finish endings, unlock prizes. We just have the basic Kyle experience. All right, start.
Kyle woke up. Kyle...
Oh, I could have skipped this. All right. Sorry.
Kyle had...
Start preparing. I want to get to
Rachel May to
this
unexpectedly leave the country on very, very long vacation after interview tonight.
Get out of bed. Let's make the normal questions. This is different. There's more stuff now.
Kyle grabbed the flashlight, but after jiggling the switch, he found it was out of battery.
Oh, okay.
Kyle wrote... Kyle decided to take some time to choose the perfect outfit, knowing how important appearance is.
Oh, it was skunk pasties.
Kyle chose the pasties made out of mashed skunk flesh. Getting the slimy garments to stay proved difficult, so Kyle opted to stick them to his body with hot glue.
We have to eat or he'll pass out.
Kyle opened the fridge, intending to find... Kyle constructed a breakfast...
Okay.
Kyle walked over... Sitting across... As Kyle approached... Good evening, Kyle, she said, looking him in the eyes. I've been looking forward to being here. Kyle responded. And I as well, Rachel.
Okay.
After other mild... A moment after... Good evening. Tonight, I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely...
I'm going to become Rachel.
However, said Kyle, suddenly dropping his voice, Rachel May is not sitting next to me. She is not new to this show. She did not walk in before me. In fact, said Kyle, I am Rachel May. Rachel looked at Kyle, confused, and silently mouthed the words, You are who? Kyle stood up quickly and threw his arm high above him, pointing upward. I have never been, Kyle, he proclaimed. I have never been the host of the show Stay Up Late with Kyle. Kyle looked and pointed directly at the camera. I am here for but one reason, to interview myself. Kyle sat down in his chair and went to produce the notes he had taken earlier. Kyle read the first question on his list. Are you a mother? I'm glad you asked, said Kyle. Yes, I am. Or, yes, you are, said Kyle, trying to figure out who was talking to whom. Or, I am... In a fit, Kyle continued to re-answer his question, trying to come up with the correct phrasing. Rachel spoke up. Kyle, I'm not a mother at all, so it doesn't really matter. Lies! Impossible! I don't believe it! Kyle banged his fist on the chair. Kyle, I've never been in a position for that. I've really just focused on my career. All you need to do is ask. Rachel smiled sweetly. Kyle was silent for a moment. Then, realizing he had no idea what he was doing, he decided to let Rachel talk. So what about your career? Do you enjoy what you do? How'd you get into it? The two continued talking for the better part of an hour, Kyle asking questions and Rachel answering accordingly. Eventually, Kyle's producer signaled to Kyle that it was time to stop. The broadcast ended. The crew, Rachel and Kyle, said their goodbyes and returned home.
What?
But Kyle continued to think about Rachel after the interview ended. Something about Rachel had struck Kyle. He wasn't exactly sure what. But he did know that he was interested to hear that she was single.
Oh. Oh my. Oh, the flashlight's a cursor? Kyle noticed Rachel. I don't like what that means.
Kyle decided to take some...
Swimming
Kyle
goggles?
decided on a fashion-forward, casual style. He could barely see out of the goggles.
All right, desk. Write some
Kyle
notes.
wrote-
Are your mother?
Kyle ripped...
A dancing couple on the front.
Kyle quickly crouched down on the floor.
Resources?
Kyle began to comb through the damp piles of filth and mold on his floor in search of helpful items. After finding and eating a few bits of crumbs and
What?
old cheese, Kyle found something much more important. Indeed, it was the corpse of Harry, a friend that had gone
What?
missing years ago while at Kyle's house. Kyle was glad to see him again, but was unsure of whether to interrupt such an important day with Harry business.
Deal with Harry.
Kyle hoisted Harry onto his shoulder and took him outside. Kyle began dragging Harry's body down the street,
Wait,
drawing
what?
many, many stairs. Kyle knew exactly where he needed to take Harry's corpse, on a lovely playdate, just the two of them.
Okay.
Kyle and Harry started at the arcade. Kyle used Harry's arms to operate the joysticks and push buttons. After 5 or 6 different games, the two friends had enough tickets for a single candy bar. They took their prize to the local park for eating. Kyle tried to feed some of the chocolate bar to Harry, but Harry seemed to not have an appetite. After eating, Kyle noticed a nearby playground. He dragged Harry over. Kyle tried to figure out a way to swing Harry onto the swing set, but, lacking the ability to grip, Harry kept falling out. Instead, Kyle started to lug Harry to the top of the slide and shove him down time and time again. Finally, Kyle took Harry to the movies to see as many popular films as their pocket change allowed. Kyle quickly found that he had no pocket
I needed
change, so he searched through
change.
Harry's pockets until he
No.
found his wallet. Kyle bought 2 tickets to A Love Romance. After getting inside, Kyle left Harry to go find a restroom. By the time Kyle had finished using the restroom, he had forgotten that he brought Harry along.
Oh no.
Kyle watched A Love Romance by himself. Harry's corpse sat on a bench in the atrium. While Kyle was in the movie, a beautiful thing happened. Harry's corpse, imbued with the power of friendship and love, was reanimated.
What?
Harry's old, rotten flesh gained color and life. His fingernails regrew. His missing eye came back.
He had a missing eye?
By the time the movie was over, Harry was able to greet Kyle with a large, friendly hug as his old self. Kyle was confused but delighted to have his long-lost friend meet him on his way out of the theater. The two made plans to get drinks together and parted ways for the day. Kyle returned home, forgetting about the interview with Rachel.
But wait, where's Harry gonna stay? Oh, I got an achievement. Around town endings. Kyle had many adventures around town. I helped a friend. A custom... Oh, I get to make a story? Oh my gosh. I know who I need to tell about this game. I have to go talk to him about it later. That was... that was really funny. I really enjoyed that. Hey, it's Future Tired again, and since I stream a lot of games back to back, again, this one only took around like 40 or 30 minutes to beat. I switch games quite often. So I usually just leave this space blank, or I don't talk, I mute my mic, just to give it enough time to where I think I could fit an outro in. And yeah, anyways, before I start rambling, I hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, that's awesome, because I love it when you enjoy the live streams, and I love it when you enjoy the videos. And I can't wait to catch you guys in the next live stream or video. So until then, I hope you have a good rest of your day, your night, your afternoon, your evening, whatever time it is for you. I hope you're making the most out of it. And as for me, I'm going to go to bed. But until next time, good night, everybody.